Good morning, friends and fellow traders. It's Friday. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with a morning market preparation video for September 14th, 2018. So, my goodness, bulls maintain control. We had just a surge right at the end of the day yesterday. It was looking pretty sad, actually. And then we had this surge at the end of the day. This is a 15-minute chart that pushed us up and made that look just a little bit better here on the diamonds. And as you can see, the diamonds actually closed above this high right here that we placed on the 27th. So still marching higher, and you can see the bulls are continuing to maintain control. And we are still significantly far away from new record highs here on the Dow. But we are pushing up nicely. So kind of keep that in mind. Now this morning we're gapping up about to the high of yesterday, gapping up to that high. And we always have to remember to be really, really careful of those gap up opens, because you just never know whether we're going to get that pop and drop or not. We want to make sure that we're patient and wait to see if real buying follows through after that morning gap. Remember, we have had that experience here just lately several times. On right here on the 10th, we had that gap up open that immediately found sellers the rest of the day. And we had this gap up on the 12th this week where we hop up, move up just a little bit, and then those bears sweep in, pushing us back down. So we've had a couple experiences with that, of that pop and drop or gap up and pullback type pattern here this week. So be careful. You know the old saying, fool me once, and that's shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And so we don't want to be fooled by another gap up that could immediately pull back. We want to make sure, just be a little bit patient, give it a few minutes after the open, find out whether those buyers are going to actually push it through and be on that gap up open before you jump in to the market or chase in. Let's take a look at the SPY. SPY did a much better job yesterday, holding up quite nicely, gap up to this new high here yesterday and stayed up there all day long. Now this morning we're looking at a gap up that could come very, very close to a new record high. And you know, if we're that close to a new record high, it would be kind of hard to believe that they won't stretch it just a little bit to at least catch that record high sometime this morning. So watch that closely. Bulls continue to maintain control in the SPY. Having successfully held this level of support, we have to give all the respect to the bulls here. And they just seem to be very tenacious, not wanting to let go of the market just yet. Let's take a look at the Qs. Qs holding up, regaining this key level of support. That's important. So we had that little follow through to the upside, kicking us back up, regaining that key level of support. Now it'll be the Bears project here to make sure that they hold that key level of support. And you can see this morning we're looking at a gap up open. Should open higher than yesterday's high, according to this gap that we're showing. Just lots of strength this morning in the market. Asian markets were mostly higher overnight, and European markets are higher across the board. So we're getting some fuel for that bullish move this morning from markets around the world. Let's take a look at IWM. Now, IWM decided to just camp out there yesterday, and it's not showing a whole lot of excitement this morning. You can see it's expecting a slight gap up, very slight gap up, but really choosing to just rest and kind of hang out here on this support level. So no big movement going on here in IWM, or any clues really to direct us what will happen next with IWM just yet. Let's take a look at the VIX here. The VIX another day and another pullback. So we're pulling back toward this support level. That's a good thing for fear. There seems to be no fear in the market here as we continue to pull back down here, heading in toward that 11 handle this morning. So really nice pullback. And I would have to say that inverted head and shoulders pattern that that I have kind of been warning about and paying attention to has failed the neckline, and we are now back in that kind of safe zone here on the fear. So no big worries here, at least at the moment on the fear. Now we do have to always remember that this has been the area where we have found that bounce. So we could easily find that bounce off of here. So we can't just blindly rush into the market, seeing only through rose-colored glasses. We always have to be prepared for that potential of the shift that could come at any time in the market. So although we're very, very bullish, everything is looking good, we always want to be prepared for that bear attack to potentially come at any time. So watch that closely. Let's take a look at T21.22. T21.22, the 4-week new high, new low ratio. And as you can see here in this, we've moved up past that 50% point. But we didn't get a big move up in here. So we still have plenty of upside room here in T21.22. And of course, that means we have plenty of room to the downside as well. So watch that. No really big clues here, just that we have a clear path in both directions for the market. Let's take a look at our economic calendar today. Our economic calendar is busy this morning. We've got a lot of data coming out. So we could see those futures move around a little bit this morning prior to the open. Here at 8:30 this morning Eastern time, we have retail sales and we have import-export prices. Now retail sales are expected to increase just slightly this month, and import-export prices are also looking for good numbers this morning according to those consensus estimates. We have a Fed speaker here at 9, and then industrial production is looking, and consensus is suggesting those numbers come in strong as well. Nice industrial production moves. And then business inventories and consumer sentiment are both expected to report pretty good numbers at 10 o'clock today. So everything is looking good and rosy here for the market, at least at the moment. But just remember, big economic reports like that can move the futures around a little bit if there's a surprise. So it may be wise to kind of keep an eye on it. And just remember, we're not out of the woods yet, and until we see that open and the bulls actually pushing beyond that point. So anything can change here, and we want to stay focused on that price action. Let's remember that we are heading into a weekend. Weekends are always, heading into that Friday is always a good time to be thinking about trimming some of that risk for the weekend or ahead of the weekend, and putting some of those profits in the bank, tucking them safely away in your account, so you don't have to worry about them over the weekend. And I intend to do that today, taking some profits off, cleaning up positions a little bit, just trimming my risk as I head into the weekend, just in case we can get that that news event that kind of shakes the market loose to the downside on Monday. Now, I'm not suggesting that's going to happen, and I'm not trying to predict that that's going to happen, only that I want to protect my capital and put some aside and make sure that I'm doing the best job I can in managing my capital and protecting myself on a weekend where there's not much you can do about it, if news events roll out. Remember, we still have that looming threat. It's a lot less than it was earlier this week, but that looming threat of China tariffs being launched. And of course, To all of those folks in the Carolinas that are experiencing this terrible, terrible hurricane, I want to wish everyone well, and I hope everyone is safe. Be careful out there. Be safe. Have an awesome weekend, everyone. And if this is the first time you've seen these videos, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment. And always feel free to share these videos with any friends and family. With that, everyone, have a great weekend. Be safe. To all you folks out on the East Coast experiencing that hurricane, please be careful. Be safe. Nothing is worth risking your life for. So be careful, be careful, be careful. Be safe, and we'll see you all back here bright and early Monday morning. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Take care.